This is for the, this is the video key for, I'll make this as fast as I can. Video key for TST1A, fall 2022. There it is. Here's the top quartile, the top 15 scores. Very high, very high. I don't know if we'll see this again. I hope, but I don't think we'll see it quite this good. So if you're one of those in the top 15, congratulations. Here are some of the little notes I give to you. I say so much of this so many times that I just put little symbols like a W, question mark. And there's more, but these are the ones I remember putting on this test. So you didn't lose points for waste of time. I'm just letting you know there's a faster way of doing what you were doing. And I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying that you gotta find, on these longer tests, you're gonna have to find ways to speed up on some of this. I'm trying to get you ready for the onslaught of college physics. W question mark just means that you would have got more points if you'd shown more work. A check mark is good. You're always looking for check marks. A check mark just means I found something I was looking for. I'll circle whatever I think is wrong about a problem. I may just, like if there's a circle after a number, it means that you forgot your units, and that's usually just a 1 point deduction. Or I'll circle some part of a problem just to get your attention there. I'm not saying that's the only thing you did wrong, but that's one of the main things you did wrong. FM means I followed your mistake. And I may have an FM -0, meaning that, you know, what you did was okay. Or it might be an FM like -1 or -2. And that means that, yeah, I followed your mistake, but there's still something not quite right. SH means shaky hands. You get that on graphs if you don't use a straight edge. If it's a line, you got to clean up your test a little bit. Okay. I'll go ahead and show you the right answers, but this is for the history. History's never blue or black. It's a one-shot deal on those. Most people, though, ended up, I didn't actually look at each, I looked at each test, but I didn't actually put them all together and do any stats on this. But I just got a feel that most people, probably the average score on this was a +4. Most people were getting bonus or breaking even. I think there was only 1 or 2 -12s, and there were quite a few +12s. So I think you guys are doing well. You're getting the idea. The median score in 2021, last fall, was 134 out of 150. The median score for you all was 133 out of 150. But I still think you did better because you had a much harder gold standard problem than they did. And that's about it. I mean, that was the main difference. Okay. 10 is not, number 1 is not blue because by far the majority of students got it right or just missed a few points on it. Like you were close, but you had the right idea. Okay, so our first black problem of the year, this is a 10, 20, 27 problem across the top there. That means that 10 students did it either perfect or close to perfect, like they made some little dumb error. 20 students had the right idea. They were getting the givens down, but they forgot to flip the 2-pi, or they flipped the t and they shouldn't have, but they had the basic idea of how to do unit analysis. Then 27 students really were struggling. And so that tells me that I messed up. I mean, I put a problem, I pushed you too far. I wanted to see kind of what you could do. So I pushed you too far on this one. And I'll make it up to you by making it black, meaning that all the points you can get back that you missed. So all you got to do on this black and blue is just to correct things. In a blue, you can use black pen on this one, obviously, if you want, but blue pen or green or purple, a pen color, just so it's not red and so it's not pencil. If you use pencil to correct, you'll get 0 points for that. I'm just telling you right now, you can get 0 points because I can't distinguish your later work from your test work. See what I'm saying? So it has to be, it can't be red, obviously. Prefer blue or green or purple. Black would be my least favorite. I'll take it, but sometimes black looks a lot like pencil. So anyway, this one is black. So obviously black's fine here, or blue, or green, or purple. Just fix it. Now, do you need to erase all your pencil work? No. You can leave your pencil work, especially if it's a small mistake here and there. If it was a total disaster, then I'm cool with you just erasing all your pencil stuff and just starting over. I would like you, yes, here, you're looking at the key right now. I'd like you to not just copy the key. I mean, if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. I want you to get these 25 points, up to 25 points. If you got a -10, I'll give you 15 points back, okay? If you got a -5, I'll give you 5 points back. Or I'm sorry, if you got a -10, you get 10 points back. That was confusing. If it was a -5, you get 5 points back. But I'll do all the math on that. All you got to do is correct it. This was overall on the test. If I were to conceptually grade, I do it a little differently than some others do, but I would give it 1, 0, or -1 on each problem. And then I'd add it up, and 32 students would be, if I just graded the whole test at once, I would think 32 out of 60 students had a pretty good understanding, and most of their mistakes are small, and they can easily be fixed. 13 are right behind that, a few conceptual issues, but still hanging in there. So that's a total of 45, which 45 out of 60 is pretty good. And then 12, there's a reason why I didn't add up to 60, but 12 would be those students that I think overall in the test did not show that they understood what was going on. And I'm going to take part of that blame, but you got to take part of that blame as well, because there's plenty of help available. There's lots of help videos. You got to do it. You got to want to do well in physics. You can't just kind of come in and exist. You're not going to do well if that's the case. So you have to step up, take advantage of the things I give you. I'll be calling you in if you're in if you're in the 12 or 15, whatever it ends up being. I'll be calling you in to try and work a plan up. Whether it's you coming in at lunch or you attending the Zooms and, doing some stamp work, whatever it takes, let's get you through this. At least get you to Christmas. And then you can decide if you want to stick in here for second semester or not. Okay. This one is blue, so you get, if you left it blank, which nobody did, you would get up to 8 points back, maximum. Let's say you missed 3 on this. Well, that I round up, so that'd be 2 points back. But if you missed 1 on this, and there were some -1s, because right here on this, a lot of people thought that they got that off a little bit. Well, that's a -1. You get the 1 point back, okay, if you did that. So on these, like on the blue one, you start at the 8. That tells you where to start. This tells you to go over 2. Go over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2. This one says you start at the -6. You go over 1, up 3, over 1, up 3. I did put WOT on some of yours because you went and did, it only takes 2 dots. I could see a second dot, like you have your dot on, let's say you have your dot on 8, okay? And you come over and you go over 1, down 2, put another dot. And then I could see, well, I'm going to verify that, in your mind. You go over 1, down 2, put a third dot. You don't need 3 dots for a line, but I get it. But a 4th, 5th, 6th dot, that is a waste of time. Not necessary. Only need 2 dots to make a line. Okay, this one is, you had to kind of interpret what the paragraph was saying. This is a little harder. It's definitely not worth it being black, but a lot of people got partial credit on it. Some people thought that it was a minus 50 because you go 50 meters south, but you start, that is telling you that negative 30 there is telling you where you start. And it's a negative 30. Some thought it was a plus 30. But remember, we're saying south is positive here. So you start off north of the origin. That means you're actually negative 30 meters initial position. And then you're going to go a total of, it says, can't read this very well. I divided that out. I divided the total distance, 80 meters is how far you went. It's really, yeah, it's positive 80 meters. And I did that in 1.2 minutes. So that gave me 67. So 67 meters per minute. You can't leave that as 80 over 1.2. Remember, you can't have fractional numbers if they're measured because you have to show accuracy. So I give it 2 sig fig accuracy, and that may be pushing a little bit because now that I look at this, that's 30 and that's 50. It should be 30 point and 50 point. So I suppose I would have to accept 70 there as an answer, but no one really did that. But I would have accepted 70 meters per minute. Okay. And then these other ones, these are all correct. The other 3 choices, these 3 choices here, but it's a WOT, it's a waste of time to convert it to meters per second. You didn't say you had to. I get that, kind of want to keep it all consistent, so you say meters per second. But I don't know why a couple of students converted it to kilometers per hour and one student converted it to miles per hour. And I think they got it right, but it's just, there's no reason to do that. Okay, that's a waste of time, WOT. Okay, on this one, it was a 26, 16, 15, meaning 26 students pretty much nailed it, or maybe little dumb mistakes. 16 had a really good idea on it, but maybe, messed up a little more, like thought that they got totally off on a velocity or something. But overall, they felt like they knew what was going on. And 15 really struggled. So if you find yourself in that 15, that is your cue to come in for help or to watch a help video. I'll probably be texting you at some point in the next few days, try and set something up. But you're going to have to have some agency here and take advantage of what's given to you, okay? It's your grade. If you fail or you get a D, it's not going to affect me. It's going to affect you. So it's really, you've got to step up. I know that some of the math I saw everybody's transcripts. I know some of you struggled in math. And I'm glad that you're in here. I want you to stay in here. We can make a decision at Christmas whether you stick it out second semester or not. But we're going to have to find a way to get you to Christmas at least, then make that decision. Okay, so more about these 15 later, but that's how you work the problems. All right, and certainly feel free to come on the group meet and ask, why did you do it that way on part D? Certainly ask questions and we'll answer them. Me or somebody else will. Unfortunately, usually metrics are kind of like history. Metrics are never blue. Now, I take it back. We're about to get into better way to write problems, and those are difficult. That's conceptual. So this is simply rote, not even memorization. This is simply just playing the game by the rules, learning the rules and playing the game. If you'll learn those, more people in this year than in the last 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5 years, seem to understand metrics without me doing a very good job of teaching it. So I think that's a tribute to your physical science. That's good. That's really good. +1, you should have got a +1 if you got all these right. I've had a couple students say, hey, you messed mine up, you graded it wrong. If I grade something wrong, then make a note up by your name. Say, hey, look again at number 10, okay? I said B and you counted it wrong. That happens sometimes. So just say something. Now, and then I'll fix it on the black and blue. Here, like for instance, on number 6, if you said 10 to the 15th, you're fine. But if you said like 10 to the 14th, your yellow box was a 14. These are off, that got moved over a little bit, but that should be a 3 for that, and a 6 for that. See, but I'm showing you my work. So instead of losing, say you said 14 accidentally, instead of losing all 3 points, you'd only lose 2, which starts to add up after a while. You know, if you did that on all 4 of these, that's 4 points back that you get. All right, here's the last problem. It's blue. I'd say probably 10 people didn't notice that they had to do this, is draw an XZ map view. Yeah, I mean, it had pretty much said it there. I know it wasn't written horizontally, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to count off on that. So it's a -9 if you didn't do it. I might give you more. I might give you like 6 points back rather than just 5. I mean, it's an honest mistake. I see it. So hold me to that. Over here, so it's basically 3 points per phase for each one of these. One ends up being 2, this little orange thing. But each one of these is 3 points. I color-coded it there. All right. That's it.